The December 2021 Classic Tetris Monthly Masters event was truly historic. With a world record qualifying score, a new playstyle world record in round 1, an insane streak that fell just short of a world record in round 2, one of the craziest digs of all time in the semifinals. Like seriously, somebody dug out of this board at transition, and the crowning of a brand new champion in the finals. I'll be breaking it all down in this recap and interviewing the finalists. And if you're wondering why I'm doing a CTM recap 7 months after the tournament happened, well, there's a reason, and I'll explain why at the end of this video. So, let's get started. The qualifying scores for December blew every other month out of the water, with the rolling Godfather Cheese nabbing the #1 seed, qualifying with over 1.7 million, which would have been a brand new overall score world record on its own, but remember, this is an average of 2. Cheese shattered Huff's score world record of 1.68 million in the qualifiers, achieving an unbelievable 2.3 million after several clutch survival digs beyond level 29. And as he would say in the title of his own YouTube upload of the game, this was the biggest world record score jump in Tetris history. And unlike the last time Cheese scored a world record in quals where he couldn't get another big score for the rest of the session, this time Cheese managed to get a very solid 1.1 million as his second score. But before we get into the bracket action, I need to take a brief moment to talk about an actual issue that's been affecting the Tetris community lately. If you've been in the Tetris Discord servers for a while, you've probably been messaged by someone who's been hacked. These are real DMs I've received from prominent Tetris community members over the past year that have been hacked. It sucks to have your account usurped and used as a tool to try and scam your friends. But if you use the same password on multiple websites, as pretty much everybody does, it gets even worse because the hacker can have free reign on all those other accounts too if they try. And a fantastic program that helps in protecting you from this kind of situation is the sponsor of today's video, NordPass. NordPass is an all-in-one password manager and cybersecurity tool that can not only easily import and store all of your passwords for you, it can also search all known data breaches and tell you if any of your passwords for certain websites are out in the open. It'll then guide you on exactly which websites contain duplicate passwords that you'll need to change, and it comes with a built-in secure password generator. I was given a chance to try a premium account myself, and I can genuinely say it was actually really helpful in fixing some security vulnerabilities that I had. And one of the fun things is that NordPass also does research on the top 200 most common passwords every year. Here's the top 10 in the United States. Fortunately, there were no Tetris references in the top 200, so my previous password picks have actually been pretty secure. Oh shoot, you weren't supposed to see that. Well, good thing I changed my passwords before uploading this video, thanks to NordPass. So if you use my link on the screen, you can get an exclusive 60% discount for a 2-year NordPass premium plan at nordpass.com/boomtetris, or by using my promo code boomtetris. Plus, they'll throw in an additional month for free. So please don't let any of your accounts be the latest tool for hackers to try and scam your friends. Get a premium account at nordpass.com/boomtetris. All right, now let's get back into the Tetris. So there's something special about the qualifiers if you break it down by playstyle. All 3 of the main playstyles are represented, but there's only one DAS player. It's become quite rare to see the DAS playstyle in the Masters event over the past year, and even rarer to see Sharky, who hadn't competed in the Masters event since June of 2020. But this month he was in full form and would end up setting a DAS world record in the first round versus Tristop. In game 1, both players are about to hit the level 29 kill screen, and it's a nail-biter. Sharky is 1 Tetris away from a max out and ahead by 20,000 points, but he is 13,000 points behind in pace because he only has 1 Tetris available before the kill screen while Tristop has 2. Tristop manages to cash in both Tetrises to take a commanding lead and put the game out of reach for Sharky, as DAS isn't viable past 29. But Sharky gets his final Tetris and still finishes with a max out. A great achievement in competition with DAS. In game 2, 1 line before level 29, Sharky is again just 1 Tetris away from a max out, but again only ahead by 20,000 points. He's trying to get ready for a Tetris with a clever J overhang, and waiting for the right piece, manages to slip in a T and cashes in a Tetris in a level 29 for the back-to-back max out. Sharky is pumped, but Tristop only needs a Tetris to win, and on level 28 he has plenty of time, and gets it for the victory, even showing off a little rolling action on 29 to finish 1.5 Tetrises ahead. So in game 3, Sharky is in an 0-2 hole despite getting 2 max outs, and is again on max out pace with 923,000, but he's already on level 28 and down over 100,000 points. This should be impossible, but he's gonna bang down a Tetris to cut into the lead, bang down another one to be only 1 Tetris behind, but Tristop also has a Tetris set up 1 line away from the kill screen and gets the Tetris. That S to the left doesn't burn anything, so Tristop tops out right away, but now Sharky needs 2 Tetrises and has 1 down the center, but that brings him into level 29. Sharky fills out the center, is Tetris ready, waiting in the long bar at the last possible moment, and just misses a frame per perfect quick tap that would have given him an extra Tetris on level 29. Sharky has done what no DAS player has ever done before, getting 3 max outs in a row in competition for the DAS world record. But he lost. Tristop was just too good, sweeping the match. On his personal stream, Sharky attempted the all-time consecutive DAS maxes world record and ended up tying it with 4 max outs. But Tristop was on the hunt for a world record of his own in his next match versus the #1 seed Cheese in the quarterfinals. An additional component of Sharky getting 3 consecutive max outs and being swept is that, of course, that means Tristop also had a 3 max out streak going. And he was poised to keep it going, just a Tetris away from a 4th max out versus Cheese in Game 1, with a commanding 78,000 point lead. Cheese was stuck in a high dig and hung a long bar right as both players' game feeds froze. When the feeds resumed, Cheese had topped out with exactly 900,000, and Tristop had comfortably gotten a max out for the win. At the end of Game 2, the script was flipped, with Cheese having a commanding 76,000 point lead and Tristop's max out streak on the line, needing just 1 more Tetris but being only 1 line away from level 29. He took the burn into the kill screen, having switched to rolling, waited out a long bar, and got one just in time for the max out. Cheese tied the set 1-1, but Tristop's max out streak was up to 5. In Game 3, both players were neck and neck on massive pace, and Tristop got his 6th consecutive max out on level 26. But Tristop would top out on level 27, and Cheese would comfortably take the game to move into the match lead 2-1. In Game 4, Cheese topped out somewhat early on level 24, but Tristop played out the rest of the game to get a 7th consecutive max out and tie the series up 2-2. Vandy covered Cheese's camera to celebrate the impending decider that could make history, as the consecutive max outs world record was 8, set by Dog while qualifying for CTWC 2021. But in Game 5, Tristop would need some kill screen magic, as he was just short of max out pace before level 29. He switched to rolling and got a Tetris into 29, then burned a single and got set up for a Tetris. All he needed was a long bar, waited it out, and tried to burn on the wrong row, blocking his well and topping out 1 Tetris short of a max out and tying the world record. Since then, the world record has moved up to an insane 11 consecutive maxes by Sidnev. Meanwhile, Cheese showed why he was the #1 seed by playing the game out all the way until level 37, finishing 298,000 points ahead and moving on to the semifinals, where his rolling would be put to the test versus Alex Thatch. In Game 1, Cheese accidentally overrolled an S-piece onto columns 2 and 3 just 1 line before the 50% speed increase to level 19. He would need 3 long bars to stabilize the left, and got 1. 3 is a bit much to ask for from RNG, so he plugged the hole with a J-piece, banking on his ability to downstack. He burned into level 19 and misdropped a J-piece right away, but clutched several rolls to the side to set up some burns in the center, and gets 2 long bars at the wrong time, takes some burns to open the left side just in time for a second long bar in the hole, and again had to plug it with a J, still down stacking and burning, and managed to open it up just in time for a 3rd long bar to finally stabilize the left and survive. Cheese pulled off a Houdini act in a board situation that would have been unthinkable to live through just a year earlier in the scene. But Cheese was unable to capitalize, as he missed a long bar to the right in a dig on level 27, ending his game, with Alex Thatch already nearly 300,000 points ahead. In Game 2, Cheese would again need a heroic dig, but his luck ran out as he missed a T-piece on the left and topped out early. And in Game 3, Cheese couldn't downstack his board on level 29 as Alex T stormed to a 3-0 sweep en route to the finals to face none other than NES Tetris's biggest TikTok star, Miles the Great. Miles has been well known in the Tetris community for his viral digs on level 29 that garnered him over 48,000 followers on TikTok. But this was his first trip to the Masters event finals, and it hadn't been easy, as he had to pull off yet another crazy dig in the semifinals versus the 2021 world runner-up Hufflepuffus in order to ultimately win the set in 5 games. Both Miles and Alex Thatch had never won a CTM Masters event before, meaning a new champion was about to be determined in the finals. In Game 1, Miles had gotten a max out, but his board was in a perilous state right before level 29, and he misdropped a line piece that would have opened up the center column and topped out. And Alex Thatch entered level 29 and showed off his unmatched ability to hyper tap on the kill screen, getting multiple Tetrises and finishing with a 1.3 million score.
Oh my god, that's a D. That's a D on the screen.
In game 2, Miles could not get a long bar for a high dirty Tetris and topped out early. And in game 3, he got stuck in a dig right at the transition and misdropped a few long bars, ending his run and meaning that Alex Thatch would win his first ever Masters event, winning the lion's share of a prize pool consisting of $1,420.69. And like in every CTM recap, I interviewed the finalists. Alex, thanks for coming on. Congratulations on your first ever CTM Masters event victory that you're now able to add to your stacked resume. So at this point, what is your proudest achievement in NES Tetris?
My proudest achievement would be, I say, my first tapping transition on 29. It feels really amazing to play that much on 29 to get to 30 with tap.
So for a long time, you played on emulator, but now you're on console, and with your performance in the tournament, it's pretty clear that you're just as good on console now as you are on emulator. So what was the journey like in transferring from emulator to console?
Well, transferring took 8 months to get to my level that I play on console. I practiced for 2 hours every day, and I improved it slowly and slowly. The journey was worth it for me, and I got the CTM win.
So you had to face several rollers in this tournament, including being the only person in the top 4 that wasn't maining rolling. What is it like when you're facing a roller? Do you change how you pace yourself in anticipation for post-29 play? Or do you approach it just like any other opponent?
I wanted to go play more aggressively on 18 and 19, since I was afraid rollers would do a huge sum of kill screen points. I also tried to get plays in kill screen to achieve post points, and after all that, it worked out at the end.
You also showed off a little bit of your own rolling during the warm-ups of one of the matches. So how has your rolling progression been? Is it a playstyle that you want to main in the future?
I've been rolling for 6 months. I have 100 lines on 29 and 1.2 million with rolling.
Wow.
I'm not that motivated yet to main it, so tapping is my main playstyle right now.
Well, thank you so much for coming on, Alex. It was really great to talk to you once again. Now that you've won, congratulations and best of luck in 2022.
Thank you for having me.
As it so happens, Alex T would indeed eventually switch fully to rolling by the June 2022 Masters event. Miles, thanks so much for coming on. Congratulations on your first ever appearance in the finals of the Classic Tetris Monthly Masters event. Did you have a favorite match or game from the tournament?
Well, probably my favorite game was when I was playing against Yeezy, and then Huff called out in chat that I was gonna get like a 1.2 and a lot of lines that game. And then I went on to like Mullen that game, and it was like an A into 29, and then I ended with a 1.2 and like a level 39.
So this has been your deepest run so far. You previously made it to the semifinals, but this time you played the full length of the stream. Does the mood change or the feeling change when you're going into later rounds, or do you kind of approach each one the same way?
Well, I try and approach each one the same way, but honestly, I'm most nervous when I'm playing someone that I feel like I should beat. I was most nervous playing Yeezy because I had pressure on myself. But after that, Sidnev and Huff, I kind of was not really nervous at all. I was just kind of playing the game. It's a little bit tiring as you play the whole stream. So when I was playing Alex, I don't think I played my best. When I got maxed out and Alex got a 1.3 in the first game, that might have affected me a little too much. I mean, it makes me feel like, what is he gonna do next? Is he gonna get another one? Is he gonna get max outs? I feel like I have to go harder and try and get at least a 1.1 or something. Alex is a really tough opponent mentally. He swept a lot of people.
Yeah, well, you've definitely been on the rise yourself with some great new PBs and performances lately, definitely living up to your username. And that all kind of started the week before your CTWC bracket, where suddenly you just started shooting up and up. So was there anything that changed specifically, and what was kind of the journey after that?
Well, the only way I can describe it is that I think Green Tea did it best. He posted an image of a graph on his Twitter, and it kind of shows a sharp peak going up, and then it slowly goes down. And then it slowly starts going up, not as sharply. So it all comes down to just consistently playing and just not giving up, because I went for like a while without really improving that much, but then it all just kind of clicked, and I was really glad I did, because I was able to show what I can truly do now with rolling. It's really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. You've not only gotten to show the Classic Tetris community, but the greater internet at large with your viral TikToks. What do you think have been like the factors that made that happen?
Yeah, TikTok's kind of interesting. Like, I think just uploading a lot is the best strategy, because I don't really change what I'm uploading. I just kind of upload clips I have from like old games and stuff like that. And sometimes, you know, the ones get big and you get 10 million views randomly. So it's pretty cool how it's kind of shown a whole new group of people Classic Tetris, and maybe gotten some of them interested even.
Well, thanks so much for coming on, Miles. Be sure to check out Miles on TikTok and on YouTube. He just hit 1,000 subscribers and got that monetization. I hope to see you do well in future tournaments. Hopefully I'll get to interview you again.
Thanks for having me.
Alright, so let's talk about why I'm uploading the CTM recap now. Back at the end of November, when Cheese got his 2.3 million score in qualifying that lasted over 16 minutes, it really bolstered the discussion in the community on whether competitive NES Tetris was broken and would eventually need line caps to limit how long games would last. So my plan was to do a quick video explaining the line cap debate, and then releasing a December recap with a new section at the end called Line Cap Watch, where I looked at the statistics of the event to see how close we were to needing a line cap. However, after I did a survey on my Discord server to get the community's opinions, the line cap video kinda got out of hand, as it's a pretty controversial issue, and got put on the back burner for several months as I kept rewriting the script. But I did not stop doing Line Cap Watch. Every month, I kept track of a ton of statistics on every single game that was happening in the Masters event. So now that I have 7 months of data, the line cap video no longer has to be speculation on the future based on a single point in time. I can actually make graphs showing the progression of several key metrics over the past year and make projections on what is going to happen next. So I'm releasing this recap now as a look back on what the state of things was like at the beginning of the line cap debate. And getting the line cap video out will be my top priority in July. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you then.